Hello everybody, I am hoping it's working. I can't see the other side. Mr. B here for What Do You Want Wednesday. Now, I'm going to attempt to answer a question that was emailed to me 2 days ago, I think, from Belinda. And it was a question around why, something along the lines of, why do you keep banging on about brain plasticity? And so what I wanted to do, Belinda, is just explain to you, and actually I get this question quite a bit, you know, do you tutor? What do you do? So I'm going to try to explain what I actually do so that for those people like Belinda who keep asking the question. So we all need information to move quickly in the brain. We need our neural pathways to actually get information from A to B, and we need them to do it really, really quickly. So let's say you're spelling the word cat, and you have to know that C makes a K sound, right? So we need to be able to think of that really quickly in order to spell C-A-T and put it together. Okay, this is a very broad example. Hang in there. So what I'd like you to do is just for a second, think about the way we do things in the classroom. Think about the way we do things with tutoring, etc. All of that is content-based. So what we're trying to do there is hit the learning styles and drive information in an attempt to get the information from A to B. Okay? Across that neural pathway, zip it along so it gets to where it needs to go. So, now just picture for a second, this is my information vehicle here. This is let's say it's the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which some of you have heard me talk about this before. This is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Now, here's me. Look at this. There's me. I'm a fantastic artist, aren't I? Here I am, look, in my little Mini, ready to drive my information, which is C, makes a K sound. That information, I'm going to drive that across the bridge or the neural pathway. Okay? That's my neural pathway there. That's the bridge. So, brum, brum, brum. I'm at point A. I want to get my information to point B. Now, to do that, in my little information vehicle, I'm going to have to, I get to the start of the bridge, and actually I go, brum, bang. Oh. All these are cars, these little purple squares you can see, or rectangles. So, here's my information, brum, 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 bang. Oh, ouch, that hurt. My information vehicle has just crashed into another car. So I look up and I see that all the way across that neural pathway, there's a traffic jam, or a blockage, or a connection, or a wall, or some, connections that aren't being made. So what I try to do is what we do in the classrooms, what we do with tutoring, what we do with all of these special programs that we have at school. And that is, I'm going to keep driving that information forward, okay? I'm going to keep repeating the information, trying to hit the learning styles, trying to find the gaps, moving around, bumping into other cars, bumping into the blockage, doing things over and over again, up and down, back and forth, repetitive, 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 going over the information, content-based material, and eventually, by doing this, I can get information to where it needs to go. Okay? To point B. There we go. I've driven my information vehicle, okay, C makes a K sound, all the way across the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and I've eventually got there. I've banged into a few cars, there's some insurance claims, very upset drivers out there. But, however, I did get the information to where it needs to go. Awesome sauce. So, there I am. Now, I can get information by doing things the traditional way, the way we've done things in the classroom, and we've done for 100 years. We can get information from A to B. The trouble is, sometimes it can take quite some time to do that. Okay? Well, actually, the majority of the time, it can take quite a while to get that information from A to B. And in that time, the rest of the class has moved on, and you're left trying to catch your thoughts and play catch up in the classroom. with whatever concept's going on. Because, you know, as much as we try as teachers to stick to the learning styles and try to help students, which some teachers are absolutely amazing at, it can be a very hard task when the rest or the majority of the class has moved on and you're left trying to patch up little bits and pieces. Alright, anyway. So, by doing that, by bumping into cars and knocking cars out the way and trying to find the weaker spots and hitting the learning styles, that has taken some time. So it takes time, okay, to get that information to where it needs to go. Also, because we have done things in many different ways, that information has bumped in, this car has bumped into other cars, it's gone this way, gone that way. So by the time it gets to here, there's flat tyres, there's smoke coming out of the engine, cracked windows, cranky drivers, frustrated students, and the information has changed or been altered or been distorted because of all the ways we've tried to teach whatever concept it is. Alright? So, it's changed. And because it's changed, when we try to retrieve that information again, it gets mixed up. It gets mixed up. Every time we need C makes a K sound, it might come out as C sound, for instance, rather than K if we need it for cat. Right, anyway, so that's the traditional way we've done things. That's the way I did things for 10 years. That's the way I thought and I expected to get results. However, I found things that worked much better, and so that's what I started doing. Now, I thought I was going to change the world when I first started tutoring because I had this amazing system that was it was the be-all and end-all. But really what I was doing was hitting the learning styles well. So, let's go over to this bridge for a second, and it's the Sydney Harbour Bridge again. We're going to start from the start again, and here's my information vehicle. It's meant to be identical, it's not quite the same looking car, okay? Bear with me, it's a rush job. And here I am, I'm the information wanting to cross the Sydney Harbour Bridge or the neural pathway, and I can see the traffic jam is back. It was not removed, okay? So, it's back. What I'm going to do this time is something a little different and something that I have seen not just get simple and small change, but has kids booming. So here's the information. C makes a K sound. We're going to drive this information across from point A to point B, get it there as quickly as possible so we can spell cat. Brum, brum, brum. Here I go. And, alright, I'm pulling up here. I can see the traffic jams there. I'm not going to do this again because that was frustrating. I've lost a lot of money. I got hit a couple of times with very cranky drivers. What I'm going to do this time, which will upset the drivers again, is I am going to hop out of the car. There I am, look at that. What a stick person. I'm going to stand on top of the car by the looks of it. Now, I'm going to go up to the first car and I'm going to hop in there and I am going to drive that car off the bridge. Okay? Or I'm going to remove the blockage from the neural pathway. I'm then going to go to the second car and I'm going to drive it off the bridge. Third car. Off the bridge, off the neural pathway, remove the blockage. Again, and again, and again, and again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Systematic repetition. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it in the areas that have blockages in them. Okay? I'm going to be targeting the neural pathways that the connections are not strong. And by doing this, by the end, now this does take some time to exercise the correct neural pathways using brain plasticity work. To exercise the correct neural pathways does take some time. However, once I have cleared that neural pathway, there can no longer be a blockage. Okay? It is removed, totally removed. Now, each and every single time that I need C makes a K sound, brum brum, I can drive it really, really quickly, straight across, point A to point B. Okay? I'm driving, getting the information to where it needs to go really fast and efficiently. Okay? Now, because I can get the information there fast, I'm no longer playing catch up. I'm having more light bulb moments. And the other thing is, because I haven't had to bang into other cars and try things in different ways and crash and bump, the information is intact by the time it gets to here. Okay? It is looking exactly the same. No, not quite. That one's not quite looking exactly the same, but you get the point. I can get across that bridge. I can get that information from A to B super quickly. Probably the only thing that can hold me back would be some sort of brain damage that would alter those pathways again. Which, not a positive thought, Jeremy, let's skip that one. So, that's what I do now. Okay? Instead of tutoring, teaching, doing things the way we've done things for hundreds of years, I now do things totally differently, and it's made the most amazing changes to my son, to thousands of kids that we've helped. We just had a great celebration this morning in our group, and for the first time ever, I won't mention your name, C, but he was reading, okay, off his own back for enjoyment. Now that's something that, you know, it was awesome when I saw it happen with my boy. Such a relief, and you feel like you've done something right. So, that's the way we do things now. Belinda, I hope that answered your question. Okay, why do I keep banging on about brain plasticity? This is why. If I can have a pathway that's free and clear versus one that I've got to go, oh, what's going on, then I would opt for this every time. And you can do that in many, many areas of the brain. We've had students with ADHD, we've had students who've had autism, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, auditory processing disorder, Down syndrome, Prader syndrome, struggle to say this one, asthenia, Tourette's. All have seen amazing results by targeting those areas of the brain that have held them back, that aren't as strong as they could be. And when you do that, bang. This is when you get average gains of 2 years in 5 months. Now, I get a little bit over the top with this stuff, I know, but that's because I know it works. And I'm not standing here. For 10 years I've been doing this, and I'm doing it and coming from a place, and every day is more exciting when you see kids achieve. So if you'd love to see what I do, how I do it, I will pop a link below. Click the link, register for one of our free online sessions, and we'll go from there. However, if you would love to have some questions answered, and I don't care about what, it could be maths, spelling, reading. We've got some very weird and wonderful ways we've done things in the past. If you'd like to email me or just pop a question down below, tune into What Do You Want Wednesday next week, and I will pick a couple and answer them then and there. All right? That's excellent. I think that's all I need to cover. Have an awesome day. Thanks for letting me be a part of your lunch break. And bye for now. Bye, everybody.